Good morning and welcome to Moopsy in the Morning for April the 30th. Let's see, January. Only tomorrow's May 1st, really? Yay.
Right? You know what that means?
Yes, it's almost May 13th.
Tomorrow's gonna be May.
Yeah, it's almost May 13th. Yay! My son's birthday and Mother's Day are almost... Oh, Mysterious Dark Liquid. Chris, we definitely have Mysterious Dark Liquid today. We have Cuff'em with a little sugar in it today. Good stuff. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, my son's birthday / Mother's Day comes up very soon. And we decided to go out to a nice restaurant about 2 years ago for Mother's Day / his birthday on Mother's Day. But we picked a steakhouse because, moms don't go to steakhouses. Bad idea. Bad, bad, bad. It was like an hour's wait with a reservation. The service was terrible. And not because the service is terrible there, but because it was jammed. Good morning, Cookie the Great One. Steaks are good. So since then we don't do Mother's Day / his birthday on Mother's Day. Plus he works on Sunday, so works out good. But yes, I'm looking forward to going out and eating something, except I think this year we'll probably go to a ramen house because it's a little bit more in the budget. Did I lose you there, Ed?
No, I'm here. I'm just
Okay.
I'm running my my dilithium run for
Well, I thought I'd get up and do my accounts to finish up from yesterday. And then I thought, oh shoot, I've got to run Ed's accounts too. So I need to quit my job and just run accounts full time. At least I don't have to do the endeavors on this account. Even if they ever increase the endeavor cap, I'm sure I can nail it on the first time through. I did notice, though, that they changed the purple one. It's no longer 3 Borg TFOs, it's 1 Borg TFO. Which that's really weird, because 3 Borg TFOs is still easy and fast. Versus 120 D1 arthropods, which is what I've got today. By the way, does anybody need / want to do the V-Rexes? I know Chris just loves doing ground. But if anybody needs to do them and you don't want to do them today, we will do them tonight. And since I've gotten them on both of my main accounts, I can just, run defense, get everything filled up on a map, and you guys can spawn camp. Oh, Chris already did it. Chris did ground. Chris did ground. Yay!
Wait till they give us a ground version of the jellyfish ship, one from
the 2009.
Farpoint.
Oh, okay, that jellyfish ship.
Yeah.
The Nidarian, yes.
Yeah, the Nidarian Defender. Yeah, because if we can get something with that level of AOE.
Yeah. Well, the Agony Field does a decent job. You just have to constantly keep regenerating it. But if you get everyone to have an Agony Field, it would be a breeze.
Right.
Kumarki set is fine, Cookie. Kumarki set is fine, but it's it doesn't really have an AoE. I mean, it's got the pink lightning, but then you have to wait for it to reset, so you've got a few minutes down. But the crystals, I love the crystals. And something like Agony Field. What else would work besides Agony Field? I mean, Ball Lightning's good, but it's a one-shot with, a 2-minute cooldown? What is the cooldown on Ball Lightning?
What's that lava one from
The Florist Lava.
Summer event? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one, too. Actually, oh, this isn't my good ground build. This is a tolerable ground build, but it's not fabulous. This is Mud's Time Device, Suckbox. The Plasma, though, the Vija probes are pretty good.
Yeah.
Does some good damage for a little while. And I have the Kumarki set on this one, but it's not my prime. Sorry, I started back to the gym this weekend after doing Vegas. And remember the thing, you're all going to remind me next time I tell you I want to do a convention, don't do a convention. But that said, there is going to be a Star Trek convention here in Chicago, and JB is going to go. Well, that's true. You could equip the Kumarki set on all buffs, which really works nicely if you have 5. So there is a Star Trek convention that JB is going to go to, and he thinks Stu and Fragrance Free are all going to go too. So since it's a 4-hour drive up there, it's actually going to be there. It's a 4-hour drive. That's not too bad. Go up, do 4 or 5 hours at the convention, sit in on a few panels, drive north to the really good sandwich shop, and come home. Yum. Or go west to the really good ramen shop and go home. Or go visit my in-laws. Not that I don't like them, but Anyway, I have AP damage in space, I have repair hull in space, and I have D1 arthropods. Oh, joy! Actually, you know what, Cookie? Maybe this evening we need to do Naked and Afraid, but everybody not only wears the Kumarki set, but everybody equips the Kumarki set on their away teams as well. That could be seriously fun.
Sounds kinky.
Yeah, really. Borg appear, boom, pink lightning, everything's dead. Yeah, seriously blinding. Yep, could be, but that could be fun. Good, now I've got an idea for tonight. All this is going down on DT's invitation to his wedding. I used to leave a notepad up here in the, I don't know what you want to call this room now. What should I call my room here? Should this be the studio? Because eventually this will be where I do all my work. Yeah, we'll call this the studio.
Ready room?
The ready room! Oh, thank you so much. Perfect. I used to have a notebook up here for this kind of thing, and I forgot to bring a notebook up, so I've got either the information from the Veterans Administration, or I've got DT's invitation to the wedding for taking notes. And right now, it's strictly all going on DT's wedding invitation, since I don't think I have to take this with to the wedding. I think he knows who I am. Hopefully he'll know. So what have you got for events there, Chris? What have you got, Cookie? What have you got, Id? What are we going to go do?
I will let you know as soon as I get to a character that can see it.
Okay. So I know Ed was in the process of just building up some of the tunes on the other account, because I want to take one of his tunes off to do something and realized he's got the Nadarian Defender, but absolutely nothing set up for weapons. Herald and Tholian ships. Oh, well, we can have some fun. I don't know that I'm up for Azure Nebula. Maybe we could do, what is it, Archer? We could do the Archer Romulan space thing. Oh, by the way, Chris, we did do Guillotine last night, but we came in with a team, but it was really fast. I mean, for Guillotine, it was really fast. Harvest space materials or harvest ground materials?
And over to Yuri.
Oh, well, we can do that if we do Archer. How many do you have? Five Tholian ships, easy peasy. I'm on my way to Archer. If you want to go into the Archer system and don't start the fight and pick up your space mats.
let's see. Destroy 5 Udine ships.
That's easy.
Do 150,000 kinetic damage in space.
Easy peasy.
And harvest, think that's 6 materials in space.
Oh.
So, I'm going to Japori.
Okay. And then you'll meet us over in Archer?
Yep.
And help us defeat... Let's see, what do I want to do here? No. You know what? That'll be easier.
In progress. Closest...
to Japori would be sphere of influence. We'll get you right about there.
Step across this, step between the stars is where I go.
Oh, okay. Is that Illinois?
Yep. That's the solenoid gateway.
Chris says, I'm using standard warp cruise, running some calibrations on the nacelle coils. We had brand new ones installed, and we're measuring performance. We're not nerds or anything. I'm on my way to Archer. So is it wrong of me that I've got a touch of a cold and my brain's going, oh, you should call in sick today? I think that part of me that's thinking about retiring is going into overdrive. Retire! Just quit your job, dang it!
I have a hangnail. I'm just going to retire.
Yeah.
Like, boss, I'm sorry. I stubbed my toe this morning. Yeah, I'm done.
I am done. Let's see. It's in 6 weeks. I will have been working for 48 years. Nope, that's a lie. Nope, that'll be right. 48 years. I think I'm entitled to a break. I see you, Chris. It has to pick up some space mats. But yes, Cookie, I agree. I should call in sick. So about 2 months ago, just as I moved into this place, well, 6 weeks ago, I was having a kind of rough time getting my head wrapped around moving for the 3rd time in a year. And my boss, who I do love, said, well, just take some time off. Oh, I have to arrange PTO. And he's like, no, just go. Go take some time off. Which is great in that I got everything done and accomplished and was able to get some rest. But then it does the other thing of, oh, not working is kind of cool.
Really, when you can enjoy it.
And Chris says, you've never figured out that not working is the best thing ever. It is the best thing ever, but paying for bills is really a cool thing too. Cookie says, woman found out about not working for the first time since forever. Yeah, well, generally when I take time off, it's because if I'm going on a holiday, which is pretty rare, it's to visit my husband's family. Okay, that's not really a vacation. When I went to New York for 3 weeks, it was with the laptop in tow, because I'd have to check in every day and take care of payroll and stuff like that. New Zealand was the only place I went without my laptop, but that was with friends, which was kind of cool and was very relaxing. But then you have the stress of 40 hours in a plane, going to and from, and all that. Not exactly relaxing, but sitting around the house doing nothing. I was waiting for, oh, it's almost here. I will join in. I was letting you grab your space mats, Chris. I didn't know how many you had.
Archer system, right?
Archer system, yeah.
En route.
Okay. No, the first couple of years of work were great because I had an apartment. I was living on my own. That was amazing. I was traveling around doing stuff for work. Then I got a job, met the guy I eventually married. But we couldn't, neither one of us made enough to support us, but together we were fine. And then he got sick, and I realized I could never stop working. And you get in that mindset of you can never stop working. And Cookie says, I knew about that like the first hour I got my work. Well, yeah. But even when I was in school, coming from a family that believes in you will work one way or another, there wasn't a lot of downtime, though. We, plenty of time to go off and play and stuff like that. But you had house chores, you had chores in the garden. If you were with your grandparents, there's work to do there. It wasn't horrible, it wasn't onerous, just was life. Besides, if I quit work, the dogs would be like, but Mom, how come we're not taking a walk all the time? Oh, I didn't tell you, though, about the walk on Sunday. I got a pass to the local park so we can go on these huge trails they've got there, which are nicely groomed trails. So I took the doggos over. First hot day we've had in quite a while. And about halfway through the walk, the little one is slowing down a lot. I finally had to pick her up and carry her because she could not deal with it. Here we go. Chris is here. Or sorry, Id's here. So it was very cute, and then they both got home and just lay down and went, okay, we're done. And space damage is done. There are space mats here, Chris, if you need them. Cookie, I will repeat that in just a moment because that's a good line.
That's my kinetic damage.
And did you get your mats?
Yes.
Okay. Chris, did you get
2 runs of Chipori.
Okay. Chris, did you get your space mats? Cookie says, you people go for a walk for fun? You're no nerds. Imposters. It's doggos. Doggos like walks.
Walking is fun. Now hiking.
I love hiking. The thing for me with hiking is if I'm on my own without the doggos, I can sit there and think about storylines or builds or whatevers. Hey, Chris, do you want to? Let's see. We could do... What's around here? Narendra's got space mats, right? So does Galorndon Core. So does Gamma Eridon. Why don't we go do Narendra? It's right behind us. You can pick up some space mats. I can learn how to turn my ship.
Have they talked to the Sally Ride?
This ship has talked to the Sally Ride. Don't forget to talk to the Sally Ride, everybody. Yeah, Cookie, pretty much all of those things. We got the Sally Ride. You guys want to do Narendra?
I'll hang back.
Okay. So Cookie asks, so what do you usually do on stream? TFO, missions, role-playing, discuss the philosophy of life using the relativity theory of Einstein and how it's actually related to how we view the concept of death, tribbles?
So yeah, I just re-rolled that,
I was asking Chris if you would like to do Narendra so you can pick up some space mats and then we can shoot some things.
I re-rolled that green level 1 and got harvest materials on ground 1.
Well, at least that one's
Which
easy.
means-
Sphere of influence.
Yeah,
Easy peasy.
I do step between the stars. There's 2 of them right there in the beam-in.
Oh, there's one right at the beam in of Sphere of Influence, too.
All our,
Hey, Cookie, we talk about whatever. I think last night we were mostly, well, depends on who's in chat. Sometimes we talk about ships. A lot of ships. And more ships.
Sometimes we talk about ships.
And more ships and more ships.
Sometimes it gets kinky in here, but we try to keep that to a minimum.
Could talk about episodes, TFOs, missions, our individual preferences and what makes for a good series and what does not make for a good series.
Possible plot ideas for current and future events.
What people would like to do in their lives moving forward. I sent you an invitation, Id.
Doesn't look like I got it.
Oh, let's try that again. There you go.
There we go.
Hey, it's easy to date my ship. I just look back in my captain's log and find out when I made it. But I'm dish. Chris, if you want to go harvest those mats.
Like I was going on about the other day, Cryptic, like, I want to say maybe 2020
Yeah.
put out a questionnaire of like things you would like to see in the future, right?
Yes.
And some of the ideas I had were an idea of a universe-shattering event that caused realities to start bleeding into one another
Ooh.
on a grand scale. So, like, say the Yorktown station starts suddenly showing up in our in the Alpha Quadrant,
I like
or
this.
wherever exactly it's located. I don't know Kelvin's star charts quite well.
I don't know that one either. Are you joining us?
What are we doing?
Narendra?
Yes, I'll be there shortly.
Wasn't there also someone said to add romance? We have romance. We just were saying that. It's called ships. It's ship porn. I was at work one day and talking about something or another and said the phrase ship porn, and they're like, what? Then I realized even though I work with engineers, I don't work with nerds. But speaking of that, we have a couple of engineers who, well, engineers and service guys, who have kind of these friendly competitions going on. And one is heavily into chess, so he had everybody in the company start emailing this one engineer, did you see the chess championships last week? And going on and on. Of course, we all went into that, so now it's gone back to why this one guy, because he flies all the time, is doing TSA pre-check. So why no one should do TSA pre-check. And what was our most elaborate conspiracy theory about TSA pre-check? The only romance we have with our ship is how many times we can explode it on elite TFOs. Yeah, that's all the time. There we go. We're waiting for you. Where are we? 6:30. Okay.
Right. Kind of overshot it in my slipstream. There we go.
But anyway, I've decided the reason TSA PreCheck exists is a way to siphon money from the public in order to get everybody to truly hate long lines so that they will fund the TSA, which is actually an undercover money collection process so that they can do transporters. And when transporters become a thing, they will be owned by the TSA, who will profit from them and will be so annoyed with lines and long waits and terrible airline service that we will immediately buy into it regardless of what it costs us, because it'll be instant compared to airlines. Which is one reason I'm still thinking about driving to Vegas.
I mean, isn't that what civil asset forfeiture really is?
Yeah, kinda.
Their legal way of robbing us blind.
Yep. Which is what I think may have happened to my second laptop. I cannot find it. I thought I took it back to Chicago with me, but I have a sneaky suspicion I may have left it in Indy when they raided my stepson's apartment and took all his computers. Fortunately,
video of. Go ahead.
I was going to say, fortunately, I had cleaned almost everything off of it because I had, at that point, 4 laptops. Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying, I was watching a YouTube video of a guy who set up an entrapment against a bunch of vice cops.
Yeah.
Here in Texas, he found an abandoned house, got into it, set up oil on the windows, and started growing pine trees or like shrubs and stuff, right?
Okay.
And they raided it, thinking it was an illegal weed grow,
Jeez.
right? And when they get there, they bust in with riot gear and everything, and he schools them because their warrant was fraudulent.
How was it fraudulent? I'm not saying that it wasn't. I'm just curious.
Okay, so at least in the state of Texas, you could not get a warrant on speculation alone.
Yeah.
So this vice unit was known to habitually lie about having an informant go in and say he saw illegal activities. And as the only thing that were growing in that house were little pine trees, there was no informant who went in and saw weed being grown.
Interesting. What have we got left, folks? I've got repair hull, which screams something fun. Yeah, but the cops are always honest. They wouldn't lie about that stuff. Oh, Herald ships. Let's see, what have we got for Herald ships? We could do Gateway, or we could do Herald Sphere. What about Gateway?
Gateway sounds good.
Gateway work for you, Chris? Okie doke. I used to work in the Daily Center. Weeboo?
Wee-woo.
So the Daily building is the federal courts in Chicago. I believe that is the Daily Center. It's not state. State is across the street. But I think they have state trials there too. Anyway, so I was working in there for something not related to legal anything. I was working in there because we had a blood bank there. And I'd be in the elevators going up and down, and I would hear the lawyers, sometimes from both sides, in the elevators where they couldn't be monitored, talking about cases. And they wouldn't give names, but they clearly knew what they were talking about, and negotiating terms and what they were going to do and what they were going to say and what they were not going to say. Which struck me as, are you supposed to do that? I mean, I know you're supposed to be able to negotiate, but that kind of smacked of,
Yeah.
And I had to go sit on a trial for something, and they said, do you feel you could judge this fairly? I said, no, and I told them exactly why. And the judge kind of had a look.
Right?
I'm going left. The judge had a look, but I couldn't tell if it's a, they shouldn't be doing that type look, or, well, that's common practice look. And the attorneys in my family are all like, not copyright attorneys, but they do corporate law, basically preparing contracts and that kind of stuff. So not exactly the same for negotiating criminal cases.
Big planet side.
Okay. Apparently I've got severe lack of pew-pewiness today. Star Trek Online expansion, Day to Niconian. It kind of is the next arc, isn't it? Or, sorry, the next event. They say Demon Slayer, but you know.
Right.
Maybe for the event we will replay the whole Iconian arc and do some of the events every day.
I mean, it makes sense because we're supposed to be getting new Sela content.
Yes, we are. Which we're not supposed to know about it, but she's let it slip. Oops.
Yep. Which maybe that means we get data?
Oh, that would be fun. I don't think so, but that would be fun.
Well, we do know that we're supposed to be getting an alum who's been described as male, who they have not worked with before.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, but Kale's been rather tight-lipped.
For once, yes, that's pretty amazing for him. Nothing anti-Kale, because I suspect when he slips, it's a very calculated and prepared slip.
Unless it's the word whale probe.
Kel said, not a tweet a day before, that Stowe is not doing any crossovers with any animes. But apparently there is a crossover with Star Trek and World of Tanks, but it's not with Star Trek Online. In World of Tanks, it's just Star Trek. So you can be playing World of Tanks and get yourself a Star Trek ship. Because, you know, reasons. But that starts on Thursday also. For those of you who'd like to go off and play World of Tanks, And get a starship. Oh, I don't care about spawning gateways.
The troop transports from the starbase are moving toward the planet.
Oh, it's a surface thing? Oh, feh. I thought we got to, bring our ships down into, atmosphere and just strafe things from space. That'd be fun.
The troop transports from the starbase are moving toward the planet.
Cookie says, imagine if we have a panzer tank floating in space, jumping all over the place because of gravitational force of shooting. Actually, that sounds pretty fun.
Starship, battleship, Yamada.
Something like that, yeah.
The troop transports from the starbase are moving toward the planet.
Taking a little for every action. There's an equal and opposite reaction into a really cool place. You realize, Cookie, that actually would be a fabulous game. You shoot a weapon, you bounce off at 180 degrees to that angle, and with half of the force, half goes forward, half goes backwards.
The troop transports from the starbase are moving toward the planet.
There probably is already a game like that, but that would be fun.
The troop transports from the starbase are moving toward the planet.
No, I don't want to close that portal. I don't care about that. There we go. I'm going to assume, Chris, you got your ships. 100% damage on physical impact. Wow.
The troop transports from the starbase are moving toward the planet.
You have to figure out the physics for it, though. So use X amount of power, which will basically propel you backwards in equal amount that goes forward and impacts the opponent. But you can't constantly keep at that rate of fire with that amount of power, so you have to recharge your batteries, your supplies, whatever that is. That takes time, so each one has a decreasing amount of power, so it changes the angles. Yeah, that can be fun.
That's something people keep forgetting about Voyager.
Yeah.
Is it was said to be about 75 years
Mm-hmm.
to the Alpha Quadrant.
Right.
But the problem was that was non-stop at max warp.
Right. Which they...
That was never going to happen.
Right.
So it was going to be more like 125 years.
Yep.
think in the original timeline it took them 15 because of the contacts they made.
Ships are attacking the starbase.
Before Janeway did another Prime Directive violation.
Yeah, we don't need no stinking prime directives.
Of the temporal accords.
Temporal cords are a plot device that I think don't help Star Trek or the games. Got my space damage hull healing finally. So for those who were with us yesterday, Taz could not get his hull to heal because he couldn't take any damage. Even with his shields off, his deflectors off, he still wasn't taking damage. So based on this, I'm going to say the fastest one to complete for the upcoming event is probably going to be Brotherhood of the Sword. Because that took about 13 minutes to run through the whole thing. Cookie says 20% chance of spawning 2 level 60 bird of prey as allies because they think it's absolutely awesome. Oh, I like that. That's interesting. There is a game to be played here, Cookie. Or a game to be built. What next?
Not sure.
I can switch accounts. Let me see what I've got on my other main account before I go to the Ed accounts. I just don't have a good ship on Ed yet, so I don't want to pull him out and start using that account regularly. Let's see. We'll grab this one. The best TFO of all time, Ground Elite Bajor? No. No. Nope, 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 nobody, nope. Oh, I have AP damage in space on this one. Destroys Zenkethi ships in space. And Polaron damage on the ground. Are you guys up for maybe a little Zenkethi front?
I think I'll hold back. My skin's crawling.
Oh, okay. Well, no problems. And Chris is out too, so no problems.
I don't know what it was. It was some kind of large spider
Ooh, ew, ew,
dropped on me last night and
Oh, I'm.
flicked it off of me, and then it landed on me again. And
It just loved you. Which TFO, Cookie? Zenkethi front? We play Zenkethi front a lot. Probably daily, a couple of times a week. So, way back when I was married, I'm in bed, I'm asleep, my husband's still awake and reading, so the lights are on. And in my dream, there's a spider coming down from the ceiling, and I wake up and I see it, and I swat it out of the way, and I jump up and I kind of go, ah! And, okay, so that wakes me up out of the dream. And the spider is really coming down from the ceiling, and I jump up and I sweat it and go, ah! And then I realize I'm still in the dream. And my husband wakes me up and he's like, what is wrong with you? It's like, yeah, I have this thing about spiders and spiders at night.
I don't mind creepy crawly things.
I do.
But if I'm asleep, yeah. Like I like nope ropes. I like the crittly things that make makes Izzy's all bugged out and
I decline to believe that anything makes Izzy all bugged out. He was like uber tough guy when we met him.
oh, he's a softie. But yeah,
Well,
Izzy's great.
I was running Ed's account yesterday doing the whatever the ground TFO is, the model rocket launch. And Ed had a thing about the spiders. He hated the spiders. So the first pile of junk I go to, spiders come out of it. I'm laughing. Oh, they were after Ed. They'd been waiting for him. Take care of the spiders. Go put the stuff away. Go back, get another pile of junk. Get more spiders.
Is it Wolfie that's going around, that used to go around hitting people with snowballs?
Yes. That is definitely Wolfie. I'm not clever or fun like that. I don't hit people with spiders and stuff. Ooh, I need to do Polaron damage in ground. Do I have anything that's got Polaron for the ground? Great, I have one weapon with Polaron on it. Yum, yum, yum. I'll have to figure that out later today. Yeah, doing 4 accounts I think might be a little too challenging to keep everything up to speed. Especially when I can barely keep my 2 main accounts up to speed. And work. And have a life. This is not the way it should be, folks. It should be more on the fun side. It's not the wolf spider where it carries the young on its back. Have you ever seen the spider eggs hatching? Where there's like I won't call it a nest, but there's like a lump of spider eggs. And then they all hatch at the same time, and they let out enough silk to work like a parachute, and they just fly off. It's actually kind of cool looking, as long as they're flying away from you.
They kind of show it in Charlotte's Web.
Yeah, it's really kind of cute. But like I said, as long as it's moving away from you, I saw it on my back patio back in the day. I thought that's... Oh, it's spiders. That was the end of that. Close the screen door, just like, stay away, don't go out there. And the dog's like, but we'd like to go out, thank you.
I was working at Denny's, and my mom was the manager there at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they go out to the back to, check on something into the into the water main area.
Yeah.
And there is a nest of black widows.
Oh,
And they're like,
no, thank you.
Anybody get any rubbing alcohol?
Does that kill them? Or just to...
If you throw a match.
Okay.
Luckily, it wasn't the where the gas mains were.
Oh, thank goodness. I have the wood pile in the back here that the previous owners decided the perfect spot to have the stack of wood is in the middle of the yard. They had a fire pit at one time there, but that turned to rust a long time ago. And I will have a fire pit, but not there. And I thought, I'll just move the wood. And my son's immediately doing the gloves, Mom, brown recluse. You think? And he's like, yeah, just wear gloves. Okay. But, so I now have to build a fire pit to burn all this wood because it's so old and so wet and almost rotting up into bits and pieces. And I have 22 trees. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, just chop down a tree, set it aside someplace dry. Not that there's anything dry here. And let it dry out for a year. No, you're not allowed to chop down the trees unless they're dead or infected. And then you have to replant one. For every one you cut down, you have to replant a new one. I really want to cut down some and replant them with trees that aren't 30 feet tall and 6 feet in diameter, which someday are going to fall down and it's going to cost me a fortune. All right, I need... Oh, good. I put Polaron on. I need to do AP. Wrong ship, Mom. Let's grab the other ship for the AP. And my music changes again. All right. Alright, now we got us some protons. What can I go do? Zenkethi ships. What's got Zenkethi ships? Scylla and Charybdis? Yeah, that's Zenkethi. Oh, that's right! What are the torpedoes they use in Scylla and Charybdis? Excuse me, Scylla and Charybdis.
Jolan True.
Protomatter torpedoes?
Yeah.
Yeah, those count as Zenkethi ships. Which I think whoever decided that would be a Zenkethi ship, because that makes life a little bit easier.
The Zenkethi.
Do I have Discord? Yes, I'm on Discord right now, and there should be a link in Twitch if you'd like to join us in Discord. Just let me know if you join because you go into quarantine because we have a problem with bots. Welcome back, Chris. I'm just doing a little Scylla and Charybdis to get my Zenkethi chips. Sav was teasing me because I said Scylla and Charybdis, and she was reminding me that the CH is a hard K sound because it's Greek.
Well fought.
Hence, I've changed it into Scylla and Charybdis just to annoy her. Give me 1 second there. Actually, yes, we are Strike Group. That's our Armada name and our fleet name. 2 of our fleet names. Several of our fleet names. So I got my AP damage. I've got some of my ships done. Yes, I need a better build. Oh, cool, Marky, you just want the fun stuff. One more ship to go.
Doesn't want the who doesn't want the fun stuff?
I want the easy stuff, which is usually the fun stuff too. Oh, more protomatter torpedoes. Yes, there's my Zenkethi ships. Thank you. And then the other fun part of Zenkethi ships is setting off your Herc on them. That'll teach you. Oh, speaking of... Oh, that's interesting. Speaking of fun things, the Las Vegas convention is going to have a writers class with Terry Metalis, and they're going to do it at the Tennessee Star Trek convention too. For those of you who have a spare $250 to go.
Kern and I will arrive soon
but they decided to put it on Sunday. And I'm thinking, I am not staying in Vegas 2 extra days just to go to a class with Terry Metalis and spend $250. But it's only a 5-hour drive down to Tennessee, so I might do that one.
Jolan True.
Wow, that wasn't supposed to happen. Okay. Clearly clicked on something I didn't intend to click on.
The Rotara.
Well, it's about magic time here, so I think I'm gonna go take the garbage out because it's garbage day, and that's exciting here. We will be on tonight. I think I will send a message out there for everybody to grab their Kumarki sets per Cookie's idea. And we will go take on Bozeman wearing just the pink Kumarki sets for you and all of your away team. That should be fun. All right, everyone. Are you ready, Id, to do your job here?
Yes.
Okay, so on behalf of the Dark Mom Consortium and Moopsy in the Morning, everybody, stay